Hi, everybody. Welcome back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to my channel, please do. It really helps me out. I need 1,000 subscribers before I can get monetized on YouTube. And so far, I've got 29. But hey, thanks. Thanks, guys. I mean it. Anyway, it shows me that you support me anyway. Um, One thing I want to talk about today. I've had a friend that was kind of going through an issue earlier today. He had a friend that, as we addicts get clean, it is hard for us, or even when we first admit we have a problem, it is very, very difficult for us to tell our families that, we admit that we have a problem. So I want to kind of touch on that because um, I know that most people, you know, uh, they don't really understand why an addict thinks that other people don't know. Okay, it's not that we don't, we just don't want to admit it. And I say we because I am a recovering addict and I still slip up from time to time. It is part of recovery. It's not part that anybody looks forward to because you've got all that shame to pick up and go back, and pick yourself up again. And it's extremely hard to do. But what I wanted to talk about today was this friend was, um, he had to break it to his parents that he's an addict and that he needs help. Okay, the enormous weight of this, you wouldn't believe it, people. It's just, it will crush you and it will eat you alive if you let it. So, if you have a problem, I suggest telling somebody that you're close to, just if for nothing else, just to get it off your chest, because I'm telling you, it takes an enormous weight off your shoulders, off your chest, whatever you want to call it. It just is really, um, it's beneficial to you, and it also lets them know that you know they care. One thing I wanted to talk about with this is when I when I finally admitted that I had a problem. Um, One of the hardest things for me to do was to admit to my family that I had a problem, even though I knew that they knew it. I knew they already knew it, and I did not want to admit this for anything in the world because I felt like when I admitted it, it made it real. It made it, something that. And people judge, like I was talking about yesterday, people judge you not for who you are, but for your actions. So, yeah, it was extremely hard for me to tell my family. I was afraid they were going to judge me. I was afraid they were going to think less of me. And completely the opposite happened. So, if you're out there and you're thinking about telling your family that you've got a problem, don't hold back. Go ahead and do it. You wouldn't believe the help it is that you've got somebody to talk to and help you get through it. Because without my family, I probably couldn't have done it. Um, my kids are grown now. I've got a 26-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter. My daughter is currently in jail. She was an active addict, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the videos before when I was talking about her or not. And I know she won't mind me telling this because it's meant to help other people. Um, I am actually the one that locked my daughter up because she had some she had some felony charges on her, and after her dad passed away she got really bad, and I could see where it was going. I was going to lose my daughter if I didn't act, and I had to make a decision, and I made the decision to lock her up, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. um, for one thing, I don't wish jail on anybody. I don't care. I take that back. I do wish it on some people, but not for any kind of drug use. Um, for really bad things like murder and stuff like that, yeah, they probably deserve to be in jail. But something like drug abuse, I don't think people need to serve jail time for that. I think they need actual help and treatment. Um, my daughter was at the point where she was getting farther and farther away from us as her family. We love her. We didn't want to lose her. And after her dad passed away, she's just kept burying herself deeper and deeper into the drugs because she couldn't come back to reality. She couldn't face it. She could not face it on her own. So I decided to turn her in. I got the state police to go pick her up. Um, and here it is almost 4 months later, and you wouldn't believe the difference. She is herself again, her old self. That's what people say about addicts is, it changes people, which it does, and we know it does. So that is something that I can say right now. I talked to my daughter 3 or 4 times today because she is waiting on her drug court papers to be signed by the judge, and then she's getting out. And I'm telling you, she's her old self. She's laughing and giggling. I didn't think I'd ever hear that laugh again, you guys. And I wanted to hear it so bad. So I made the decision to lock her up, and it turns out it's the best decision I could have ever made for her. She's clean, she's sober right now, and I know when she gets out, it is going to be extremely hard for her to stay that way. But she's young, she can do it. Anybody, any age can do it, just if you want to bad enough. You have to want that for yourself. You cannot do it because somebody else wants you to. It will never work if you do that. So even though your family might want you to get clean, it's not going to work unless you want it. And that's something that when I went back and when I told my family that I had a problem and that I wanted help, it seems like everything I tried from that point, it was like a greater expectation from myself to do it and to do it right because I didn't want to disappoint them. Now that I had finally got up the courage to tell them I had a problem, I didn't want to disappoint them. And it did happen a few times. I have broke my kids' hearts several times because I wanted help, but in that moment I didn't want it bad enough, and I ended up paying for it. I've gotten another DUI since I got sober. I have relapsed a couple of times, and each time, I'm telling you, it absolutely devastates my kids and my family, my brothers, my mom, my dad. So I have to keep putting that on me to do better because I love them and I want to show them that I can do this. It is doable, people. You just got to want it bad enough. And if you can't do it, it's because you don't want it bad enough. Because there are resources out there to help you get clean and stay that way. And, let's just be honest about it. If you go out and you want to get high, chances are that's what you're going to do. And, but if you want the help bad enough and you don't want to be doing that stuff anymore, you'll pick up that phone and call somebody. I know you're already on it anyway. You're already on it texting and calling people, so why not call somebody for help? Or send somebody a text, come and get me, I need your help. Just do it. Just get to living. Okay? Bye.